Martin family says the screams heard on the call are Trayvon, but is that credible? Let's talk about it tonight in Law and Disorder. With me now, defence attorney Sean Holley and Mark Lamont Hill, Columbia University professor and host of HuffPost Live. Welcome to you both.
Good to be here.
What do you think of that, Mark? I mean, it was a curious set of events, wasn't it, after Trayvon Martin died?
Absolutely, and I think part of it was a political response to, what was beginning to be civic unrest. People were saying this is not fair, this smells fishy. There were serious problems with the investigation. And I think part of why people were allowed the parents to hear the tape outside of law enforcement was because they wanted to console parents, they wanted to comfort parents, they wanted to placate parents. I don't think that was necessarily a big problem, but it was certainly an issue that raises the eyebrow.
Sean Holley, I mean, have politics taken over from law enforcement here?
Well, if so, it really was just a response to how this whole thing started. I mean, there was almost civil unrest because it was outrageous, in my opinion, that Mr. Zimmerman wasn't arrested immediately, and all of this stuff that we're ferreting out now isn't ferreted out later. So, if anything, it was simply a response to the political decision that I believe had been made initially, which was not to arrest Mr. Zimmerman.
Mark, in terms of the trial in totality, the general legal view seems to be that the case for second-degree murder has not been met by the prosecution, but that there may be a good argument to present to a jury of manslaughter.
Absolutely.
The problem with that is that because of Trayvon Martin's age, if George Zimmerman is found guilty of manslaughter, he could still get 20 to 30 years, which seems to me, for a manslaughter conviction, extremely onerous.
I don't think so. Not in light of all of the events. We're not talking about something that was unavoidable, something that was a momentary slip of judgment. We're talking about someone who essentially was a self-deputized neighborhood vigilante who pursued a young man when being told to stand down by police. This is a fundamental problem. This is someone who has a record of basically harassing anyone who came in the neighborhood who he thought didn't belong, which is dangerous and